Basically,
5
5
minutes left. We have ascertained that the cake needs a little bit more bake time. And we did that by sticking a toothpick in. And it came out kind of gooey in the center.
And the timer is going off again.
We have our cake, and it looks pretty good. I think it
Smells pretty good.
Looks pretty good, smells pretty good. You know what? Did we put the chocolate in? We did.
What chocolate?
You put the chocolate in, right?
I didn't put chocolate in.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
It was supposed to have 1.5 cups of raw cocoa powder.
Did you put it in?
I don't think so.
I didn't put it in.
This could be a problem.
You put the dandy blend in.
That is not the same as the raw
I know,
cocoa powder.
I'm just telling you.
I'm scared. This is not good.
Hi everyone, Carol and Kristen here of Luminous Ministries, and today we are doing something that we have talked about for
A
years.
century.
It feels like a century.
At least a decade.
And we mentioned it at Christmas time, but it is that we are making our snowman cake!
Where did we even find this
I
thing?
don't even know.
Yeah,
Was it at a garage
Was
sale?
it
I don't
10
know.
years ago? No, it was not.
long
It was
time
not.
ago.
But we bought it somewhere, and we said, we are going to make snowman cake. And
we never did.
we never did.
So we decided that we had...
And we are not going to buy this for nothing.
So we decided that we needed, since we waited this long, to wait for some serious snow. Well, as anyone who lives in this area knows, we finally got some serious snow. So today, we are making our snowman cake, and we're giving it a spiritual spin, which is, if you look at a snowflake, as crazy as it is, each one of those is completely unique.
Yeah.
Nothing is repeated. It's unbelievable, especially when you look at like the amount of snow we have outside, to think that each one of those that makes up everything that's out there is completely different. But they are, and it's amazing. And so the spiritual message is that each one of us is, you know, as Pope Benedict XVI said, a direct result of a thought of God. Each of us is willed, each of us is loved, each of us is necessary.
Right, right.
Why are you laughing at
No,
me?
I'm not. No, because I'm not laughing. I'm just like, I'm blown away by the mystical power of God to create that many different snowflakes, that there's no two snowflakes that are exactly alike, no two human beings that are exactly alike. That is mind-blowing.
Well, think about the
So I'm not
endless-
laughing. I'm just like going, that is mind-blowing.
You know, it's like, you think about just how creative God is.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you don't look at creation and think God's creative,
no, and you know, and I
but-
knew we were doing this video today, and I was actually, I like to cross-country ski, and I went out early this morning when it was still dark, and I cross-country skied, and I was just taking in all the snowflakes because they were everywhere, and I got thinking about the fact that every single snowflake is completely unique from any other snowflake that has ever fallen, and I couldn't even wrap my mind around it, so that I started thinking about all the different galaxies and, you know, the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way, and just, I was just speechless. I couldn't even find words to describe. So, I mean, but the thought that came to me was, God is so incredibly creative.
Yeah. He's
so creative. And just, you know, to know that there has never been another combination of personality, genetics, you know, the thoughts that you have, you know, you can have, I have a twin sister, and we are so different. We have different color hair, different color eyes, we have different personalities, different interests, grew up in the same family, we're in the womb together for 9 months, but we are so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
anyhow,
crazy.
it's really crazy. I would like to share, since we're, I was looking at some scripture, and Psalm 139:14 says, I praise you. So wonderfully you made me. Wonderful are your works. My very self you knew. And so, you know, just the whole idea that God made us all unique masterpieces, and that he knew, you know, we were planned before we were even born.
Yeah.
And that just, I mean, that God very purposefully and personally designed you, Kristen, and me. And
well,
everyone
I
we
even
know
think
and love.
about the mystics, and one of the things that God said to one of the mystics was, don't you know how long I've waited for you? Yeah. I've waited centuries for you, because he already knew us from the beginning of time, you know, and he knew that we were going to come into existence.
Right.
And so he's been waiting for this moment when we were going to be, you know, alive on earth, and to see what we're going to do, and hopefully to respond to his call. And but like, to put it in such a personal way like that, like, don't you know that I've waited centuries for you?
Well,
like,
and because he waited centuries for us, and he knew that he had very unique and personal work for each one of us to do, that if we don't do, will not get done exactly the way he had hoped it would.
Right.
Not that somebody else might not, you know, pick up and carry with that mission, but he destined you to do some things. Right. And to serve him in very purposeful ways. And so what are those ways? And we really need to pray about that and discern what is God calling me to do with the combination of skill sets and talents and interest and personality and all
creativity.
Of that. And creativity. I mean, obviously this goes to show that God was really into variety.
Yeah.
Like, he was really...
It's the spice of life!
He was definitely into variety. So... Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. God created man in his image. In the divine image he created him. Male and female he created him. You know, in the divine image he created man. And so just think about that. You were designed in his divine image. That gives me chills. And then Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10. For we are his handiwork, created in Christ Jesus for the good works that God has prepared in advance that we should live in them. We are his handiwork. Every single one of us so unique, so divine, so called to do his work on earth until we're all together in heaven. And of course, there's also Jeremiah chapter 29 verses 11 through 13, which many of you are familiar with. For I know the plans I have for you, that, you know, there are different translations. Here's the NAB. For I know well the plans I have in mind for you, says the Lord. Plans for your welfare, not for woe. Plans to give you a future full of hope. When you call me, when you go to pray to me, I will listen to you. When you look for me, you will find me. Yes, when you seek me with all your heart, you will find me with you, says the Lord. So whatever that combination of skill sets and genetics and all of that is, if we offer that to him and ask him to show us what he wants us to do with that, if we go to him, if we seek him, he tells us that we will find him. So...
Well, and almost to bring it back to our snowman cake is that, like, we're each unique individual snowflakes, but then when you pack us all together, you know, when you start molding and shaping and we start working together, what are we capable of? Like, as each individual snowflake, we're capable of so many things, and God has so many plans for us, but then what's the collective plan? Right. You know? And hopefully it's going to be a tasty work of art, because we are not bakers.
We're not, and
so
we're going to do something. We're kind of,
scary.
I told Kristen, we're going to kind of kill two birds with one stone, because we're going to try to make this, we're going to try to make this snowman cake out of a mold that we've never used before. And so that's the first challenge. But the second challenge is that we are making it as healthy as we can make it. So we're using a paleo recipe.
It's going to get real interesting.
I mean, you guys are going to be with us from start to finish on this, and there could be some interesting moments. So should we get started, Kristen?
Let's go.
So I pulled up a recipe here.
Okay, beautiful.
It's a paleo recipe that I found on Pinterest. And it's got a lot of ingredients.
We love Pinterest.
We're going to use 3 different kinds of flour. So we're going to use almond. You can get started. We're going to have 3 cups. This is going to be a big cake. You know what? Of course we're not bakers. First thing you do when you bake a cake is what, Kristen?
Spray the pan.
That's good. That's probably right up there in the top 3.
What?
How about turn on the oven?
Yeah, preheat. Well, I just didn't know how long it was going to take us to get to that point. Yeah. So, you know.
You're going to want to pat
I know, I'm going to pat it down.
Yeah, okay.
I've made this mistake before.
I did not do all of my due diligence in teaching my children how to bake.
Okay, but how's that look? We good?
That looks good. That looks good. Okay, so you probably should read the directions first before you start putting everything together. That's generally a good idea. But, you know, why would you do that when you can just dig right in and
you know.
keep it exciting? This might taste a little different. but it's all good. Nothing to be worried about.
You should have people do a blind taste test of this.
Probably. But don't ever take too many eggshells and toss them into
oh my gosh!
Because we've done that too, as in I have.
Right before my bridal shower.
Yeah.
And it was not good.
It was bad scene. In fact, we had a plumber at our house at, 11 o'clock at night?
The night before.
Trying to fix the
garbage disposal
that I destroyed.
She thought putting eggshells down was good.
Towel. There it is. And I guess it's okay to put a couple of eggshells down your garbage disposal. It's not okay to put like 3 dozen at a time, apparently. Who knew? Okay, so we're doing half a cup of... Ooh,
that was the wrong
Carol
thing anyway.
is getting messy here. Good thing you can't see this. All right, there's a frosting recipe, but we have frosting. We already have our frosting, so
praise God.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna clean this up and we're gonna stick this in the oven. And then we're gonna pray a rosary because we need everybody. The Blessed Mother. We're gonna pray to Saint Joseph. Who's the patron saint of cooks? I'm sure there are many.
I think bakers.
And here we go. I'm gonna have Kristen open the oven. And we're gonna put this in the oven. And then 20 minutes later we'll pray.
Okay, we actually have a couple of patron saints of the culinary arts. Oh, patron saint of bakers is Saint Elizabeth of Hungary. Patron saint of bakers. Another one is patron saint of cooks is Saint Martha. Saint Lawrence. We're gonna need all of those people on deck.
We are going to whip up
the frosting.
Right? Is that what we're gonna do?
Isn't it already there?
It's there, but we have to color it.
Yeah, okay.
We have to color it. So
Okay.
the frosting's done, and we're just gonna add some different colors. Now, if you were with me on one of our other videos, you know that you do have to be careful to check expiration dates. Is there an expiration date on food coloring?
There's our yellow.
I'm not seeing one.
Looking good. Okay.
So something I thought that would be kind of fun for people to do who might be listening to this video is to just maybe journal
Make
about,
your own snowman cake?
journal about or have a conversation about how you are unique from anyone else you know, or maybe unique from other members of your family or your friend group. Like, how are you different from everyone else? And I thought it's also interesting to maybe even have other people tell you how they see you, what uniquenesses they think you have. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to share a uniqueness of mine, and Kristen's going, oh my goodness, what is she going to share? I've always had a fascination with lighthouses, which I think is kind of interesting. Because to this day, I love lighthouses. I love to visit lighthouses. I love the symbolism of lighthouses. And we named our ministry Luminous Ministries. Mm-hmm. So luminous, because what does a lighthouse do but illuminate and allow ships to find their way in the darkness. So the Son of God is our light that helps us to find our way in the darkness. Yeah. And so one of my unique features is that I have some different interests. What's something about you, Kristen, that's unique?
I love art, which is funny because this is going to be kind of a little art project, but I am not an artist at all.
She is.
No, I'm not.
She's a different kind of artist.
I can't draw or paint to save my life.
She's a graphic artist. She is a graphic artist, and that is so true.
Anyway. No, but I love art, and that's something that really brings me a lot of joy, and I like looking at it, and I like having it in my house and everything else. It just, especially palette knife paintings, love them. Yeah,
I like that too.
Oh, we got five minutes left.
we have ascertained that the cake needs a little bit more bake time. And we did that by sticking a toothpick in. And it came out kind of gooey in the center.
And the timer is going off again.
Here we have our cake, and it looks pretty good. I think it
Smells pretty good.
Looks pretty good, smells pretty good. You know what? Did we put the chocolate in? We did.
What chocolate?
You put the chocolate in, right?
I didn't put chocolate in.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
It was supposed to have 1.5 cups of raw cocoa powder.
Did you put it in?
I don't think so.
I didn't put it in.
This could be a problem.
You put the dandy blend in.
That is not the same as the raw cocoa powder.
I'm just telling you.
I'm scared. This is not good. Kristen, look at that!
Oh my gosh. Guys,
it looks amazing!
We did it.
Look at that! Oh, they're beautiful. It looks like chocolate cake.
Dude, even his nose turned
I
out.
know! It looks like chocolate cake.
We did it!
We did it! If this all falls apart, I do want you to see how beautifully this actually turned out. Not only are we making our first snowman cake here, but this is a paleo recipe using all kinds of weird ingredients. So we do have clean hands, by the way. Okay, now Kristen, don't decapitate. I'm trying not to.
He's staying.
So he's staying together, and I'm going to show you what that looks like.
I can't believe it.
Looks like a big chocolate blob. We tasted him, and while there's no chocolate in this snowman cake, there's lots of nut flours. So the snowman cake kind of tastes. I think it tastes kind of nutty.
It tastes good.
And if you people who live close to us would like to borrow our snowman mold, we are very happy to loan it out. We got to use that yellow, so I'm gonna do something with yellow, and I'm going to use
I don't know.
maybe a scarf.
Should we
A
do
scarf?
yellow? Yellow snow? Not normally a good thing.
I'm gonna lift this up so you can get a close-up of our snowman cake. We did it! Oh my gosh, look at that! And there you go, folks. Now, we will probably take pictures of digging in and eating, and so maybe we'll bring you a little footage from that, and then we'll be able to tell you 100% what it tastes like.
But the moral of the story is each one of us is unique and unrepeatable, just like the snowflake. And when we work together, we can become a work of art, even when we don't think we can, because we don't feel like we're equipped. But God doesn't call. Okay, wait, no, what is it? I love that.
He doesn't call the equipped.
He equips the
called.
called.
He doesn't call the equipped. He equips the called. And that is so true.
And so He is there for us. He's working with us. So He takes our unique giftedness and molds it with other people's to make something beautiful for His glory and for His kingdom. And I'm so glad that this turned out so that we can say that and we didn't burn it or anything else. But He is infinitely creative, and the things that He can do with our lives are so much grander than we can even imagine, because we know our shortcomings.
Yes.
As bakers, we
Even
know our
if we're not
shortcomings.
perfect, which we're not, and you can see by our snowman cake who is not perfect, God can still do great things with us. And He always has, and He always will.
All right, so we are gonna eat them.
All right, so we're going to take it from the back so they can still look pretty. But hopefully this isn't going to... We don't need a huge piece.
No,
we just need
good.
to taste it. So...
I'm afraid he's gonna fall over after.
Oh, I know. That's kind of a bad spot, but whatever. Okay, I'll take another piece from back here. Maybe right there. Yeah. Oop. Kristen?
What is gonna mess up
your-
the structural integrity of the snowman?
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Ready? I think it turned out well. I'm shockingly surprised.
Not bad. It tastes, I think, sort of like a spice cake.
Well, it's interesting. There's no cinnamon in this, but I'm almost
no. It's like
cinnamony.
it's sort of like it's the nuts. It's the nut flowers, and so it tastes kind of like a spice cake. It would have tasted like a chocolate cake if we wouldn't have forgotten the cocoa.
I'm good with it. It tastes good.
Good. It's very good. So if you want my recipe, I'll share that too, but it's a Pinterest recipe. But you know, there's so many, so maybe we can put the recipe out there too.
We can. We will share it in the description below.
Very good. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day and do something fun today. Do something fun every day.
You know what? Do something fun for Jesus.
Yeah, do something fun for Jesus, and do something fun for Jesus every day. Right? All right.
Amen.
Have a great one. God bless you all. Bye-bye.